Shalom, Mashpaka. All praises due Most High in the name of the Father, Son, and Jesus' name. We come to you again on Jacob's Ladder. My name is Brother Kahal.
Brother Ezra.
Brother Jeremiah.
All right. So we coming again to bring you forth the study. But before we get started, there's a couple of things, right? We're in selection season, so we want to put all the people that's voting, instead of voting for the Caesar system, vote for Christ as the king over your life and the king for the world to come. So definitely we want to do that. Don't just sit out the elections or the selections. If you're not wanting to vote for any of those candidates, hopefully, if you're especially from the tribe of Judah, you'd be voting for Christ. So with that being said, I'm going to give a shout out to our affiliate channels and the channel that we like to give reverence to. One is Blaze Judah with Brother Lob. He does good with prophecies and specifically the fruits of the spirit. And then you got Brother Jermaine on Mainstream. He does about 15 minute clips on his videos. And then you have Brother Eli on Yearning for Knowledge. He usually do the 1 minute shorts and stuff, all bringing this gospel into fruition. So we just pray that you subscribe to those channels and watch their content and build over all those contents, of each channel. So with that being said, the subject that we're going into this time is a 3-part study. This is the introduction, the virgin birth deception. Okay, so this is a very interesting topic. So I'm trying to keep this as short as possible. Virgin birth. One, right now, before we even get into the studies, want anybody that's out there listening, see if you could go into scripture and find virgin birth. Seeing that that's a doctrine, and those things that people hinge their whole understanding of Christ on, and is something that's not even contained in the scriptures. That's not even a concept in the scriptures, right? But people use it as a doctrine. And when you use a term like virgin birth, it makes it seem like it was some amazing or some immaculate or some kind of special event. But okay, if that was so, then where is that contained in the scriptures? So that's something in itself that to challenge on. And then people talk about Christ's divinity. You got to acknowledge Christ's divinity. And I'm like, wow. To me, he keeps talking about acknowledging his flesh. You know what I'm saying? Acknowledging his flesh, but they talk about the knowledge of divinity. So that's another concept that I challenge people to seek out in the Bible. Show where the Lord, the Most High, speaks of Christ and his divinity. Those specific words, and these are buzzwords. And the thing is, we try to encourage people. Careful what you say. Careful what you take in and accept as truth, because when you speak certain words or you accept certain words that are not there, then they become true to you. And then when the truth come along, you're so indoctrinated and you become under a strong delusion. The truth, no matter what you get shown, you won't believe it, because when you see the truth with your own eyes, you're blinded because you've been indoctrinated, because the words that you spoke and the words that you accepted as true, which doesn't exist. So those are two concepts: virgin birth and Christ's divinity. Those are two things that keeps people, in my opinion, based on conversations I've had on this subject, that's keeping people very deceived on what this birth was really like. And if you think it's not important, it's more important to understand and speak the correct words around this than you realize. So I yield with that. I pass it on to Brother Ezra, and you can give your take on what you thinking.
No, I mean, when it comes to as far as like the deception of it, you know what I mean? Like some people, it's kind of weird. It's one of those things where it's like they'll fight you on it, but at the same time make it seem like, well, even if you are right, like what does it matter?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, well, then, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like you like, I don't know. It's just you're not. That means you're not grounded. You know what I mean? Like everything should be grounded in truth. You know what I mean? So you can't even. You don't want to chalk it up like, you know what I mean? If you're a person that says, you know what I mean, what does it matter? You know what I mean? When it pertains to certain
When
like
you can't
scriptures
prove
and
when you can't prove your point.
yeah, you know what I mean? We hear that a lot, and it's like, well, the truth matters. So, you know what I mean? So just keep in mind, you know what I mean, just because you've been indoctrinated, you know what I mean, through movies, just like everything else, you know what I mean? If it's something important for the fallen one to get you to get deceived by, then he's going to have it everywhere. So you have it in church, you have it in movies, you have it in shows, you know what I mean? You have it in all these different forms of entertainment that the fallen one controls, you know what I mean? So they have I think they had a Virgin Mary TV show like on CW or something like, you know what I mean? Like, and then obviously they got Lucifer, they got, you know what I mean? They got all these different shows, you know what I mean? So that to help with the indoctrination behind even certain, you know what I mean, some people as small as the virgin birth, but it just plays into the same deception. And each deception is like a web. They all, you know what I mean? So if one breaks, it can make one other deception a little bit weak. So they all matter. So just keep that in mind. Go ahead, Jeremiah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I this this concept that they have that they've been pushing on us is there's you got to wonder. There's definitely a reason why you do that. There's a lot of motives behind it, and hopefully we'll discuss a chunk of them. But you just can't deny one simple fact. It's 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 almost as if they have some kind of power by you acknowledging this. That you anything that they want you to follow, they want you to live by. You gotta have they put it everywhere. I mean they put it literally everywhere. So that's that like you were saying is that's something to always keep in mind is when it's everywhere and it's readily available and it's in every form of media, teachings, churches, even stuff that had nothing to do with the Bible. When they're saying it, yeah, there's something to it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would take a lot of caution to that, and people need to be very worrisome about it. So hopefully that's what we get into, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be one of those lessons that I encourage you to watch. I mean, watch it and go through it because I think this is one of the greatest deceptions that has people twisted up, and even people that start to get certain truth. This becomes a hang up, and it's mind boggling how it's a hang up, at least to me. But it has ears, let them hear. So
Mm-hmm.
must be a lot of deaf people out there.
Nah,
I
they ain't
yield with
deaf. They
that.
just sleep.
Uh,
All right, so that being said, it's a 3-part study, and hopefully, Most High, you'll be with us all the way through. So, with that being said, see you on the next video. Shalom.
Wow.
Shalom.